Hema ma'am, you can start.
So I'm seeing first I want to thank you, Yukesh sir, by out of his continuous follow from last 3 months to work on, and finally.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Your voice is really not good. Please once check your network and mic.
Mike is here. So is this okay now, sir?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, let me introduce Yukesh sir to the students of ARC Cluster College students who had enrolled for the IBM Machine Learning workshop. So out of lot of follow-up, you finally agreed because you also occupied with your hectic schedules, and you're very keen to observe the students of AP from 31 engineering colleges and to give some inputs on 4.0 emerging technologies as per our request, sir. Thank you for that. And students, I just want to introduce you, Yutesh sir, and he's working for IBM from last 10 years as a community manager and tech specialist. And currently, he is the responsible for IBM developer and ecosystem team in the capacity of developer advocate. And today's session, it will drive you like from now, it's almost 2:10. From 2:10 to 4:10, you will be having a hands-on experience. You're having the overview of the product, what we are learning today. And not only this, we have one more interesting briefing session that is on code, that is called for code. It is a hackathon conducting by IBM, and sir will definitely give you the briefing about this. And see the students, what you have to see in this tech talk is where we are as a student and what the industry is looking up and what the industries wants, and where we are and where we need to develop and all. You can have your questions by the end of the session, like what you understood, and you can give some practical, whatever the doubts you comprise, you can ask him directly. And I don't want to waste much time, and I want to leave the floor to Mr. Yuktesh ji. You can take the floor, and let us start the session, sir. Welcome on board.
Sure, Hema ma'am. Thank you so much for your introduction. So very warm welcome once again for all the students from various engineering colleges. I believe here the students are from mixed branches and from mixed years, I guess. Correct me, ma'am. Yeah, students are from various departments and various
Yes, sir.
years. Right? Yeah, right. Okay, so today's session, I believe you must have got some sort of heads up on the session is going to be on AI or ML application development using Python, and also a little bit of a call for code. There is a program which is happening in IBM. You would be getting to know about that, right? So what I will do, the session goes like this for the first 10 minutes or so, for the next 10 to 15 minutes as such. I will try to make you understand there is a awesome program IBM is running for developers like you, student developers like you. I will let you guys know what is that, and then we will come back to our actual technical topic, that is AI ML application development using Python. Okay, so without any further delay, let me start off with call for code. And you can see my name is Yuktesh Chintamadkar. Now I work as like a developer advocate at IBM. Okay, so let me first Fine. So, ma'am, just confirm, can you see call for code?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So, guys, there is a awesome program, as I have told you, which IBM has launched a week back, couple of weeks back rather, March 21st, 22nd. The date, the program called Call for Code has been launched by IBM. Not only IBM, if you see bottom, you could see David Clark Cos, who are the creator of Call for Code, and IBM was like founding partner. You could see even charitable partner Call for Code, that is United Nations Human Rights, and Linux Foundation as well. So these many big giants together, launched a program called Call for Code. So what is it? So being a student, how it is going to helpful for me? Let's try to understand. So here, this call for code, it's a global challenge. It's kind of a long time hackathon. Usually, when I say hackathon, it goes for 2 days, maximum 3 days, not more than that, right? But this is a long-term hackathon, in the sense it's a challenge where you will be working on an application, and you will be submitting to this contest, wherein in the process you will be learning about various technology fronts. So if you ask me, what is the theme of this call for code? Theme of call for code, and on what I'm going to work, sir? If you ask me that, you will be working on the climate change theme. So what do you mean by that? Climate change means what? So let me uh, go ahead and make you understand. So if you see the numbers at the right side, 400K plus developers with 179 nations, and what are all the applications which how many number of applications we have got is, like, if you can see, 15,000 plus
Sir, it
applications. It's
is
not
echo is
so.
coming, sir. Your voice echo is coming.
Okay. Is it fine, ma'am? Now better? Fine, right? Okay. I see students are saying okay. Right. So basically this is the fourth edition of Call for Code. It has launched, inaugurated in the year 2018, and first edition was over in 2018, and followed by 19 we have launched the second edition, and 2020 the third edition, and the current one is the fourth edition, which you are getting to know now. Right. So how the themes are all, let me go ahead and explain those things. Yeah, so this is what it is: 2018, 19, 2020, and 2021. So in the 19 and 20, we have experimented with the natural disasters as a theme, right? And in 2020, what we have done is we have started off with the climate change, and at the same time, since last year, this was the time we were into very bad shape because of COVID. So we have even kept COVID-19 as like one of the challenge, right? So we have asked the student developers and enterprise developers to build solutions in the space of COVID-19 and climate change. So what do you mean by solutions built, sir? See, you today we've been experiencing a lot multiple problems, right? When I say climate change, right, you know what, um, so the effect of climate really impacts on a
Sir, again
normal
voice
human
echo
being.
is coming, sir. Lot of disturbance in voice.
Is it the same with the students? Can someone put in the chat message? Because in the message it is clear for me is what people are saying. You go on mute, ma'am. Maybe you just try to reconnect. Yeah, you can see the chat, ma'am. Students are really feeling okay. So maybe it's your network problem, ma'am. Just try to reconnect once. Yeah, thanks, students. Yeah, I think it's good from my end, ma'am. Just try to rejoin. So, guys, thing is, you being a student developer, how you can contribute to this world, right? So, if some calamity, natural calamity happens, we can't expect you to give like lakhs and crores of rupees just for the people, those who are, those who are affected with that, right? Obviously, we cannot afford that much, but we can contribute in some sense. Being a technical students, being a student developers, right? We can learn some programming languages. We can take up an idea, and we can try to build some solution, right? How best your idea can come up and how best your solution can come up, right? Accordingly, if it is in the top in top 10 or top 15, something like that, right? So IBM is going to recognize that, and we are going to fund for you in future, right? So that you can build that application and take it to live, right? So if you see on the bottom, Project Owl was the winner in 2018, right? Prometeo is the winner in 2019. Likewise, Agroli, so SafeQ, CFC, FRJ, right? So these are all the uh, applications were built by students like you, young developers have built, and then they were there on the top, right? Let me just explain Agroli, right? So what they have done is, like, based on their app, they have helped farmers, like, in which place it is good for you to crop, and not good for you to crop. So that is one of the simple idea, right? But they have really succeeded over there. Likewise, every other application over here really helped and changed many people's lives. Correct. So expectation from you is, you have to. Okay, so as I have told you, why should I join? As I told you, you are giving back to the community. So you will be getting skill building, in the sense you will be in the process, you will be learning technology, right? You will be also working on hands-on per se, like, since it is hackathon, you'll be getting lots of hands-on experience, and that helps for you to crack the job in interviews. And social good, value to the university. When I say value to the university, once if you get clicked, obviously that is a reputation for your university as well, right? So that way, the most of the students, as far as our connects, they made their mini or main project as, like, call for code project or whatever. Their main call for code project is like the then main project, or vice versa, right? So that way you don't have to work in two projects, right? Take one project, seriously focus on that, and you can submit both for university as well as here for the IBM competition. Correct. So, and you have obviously some dollar amount of price. I don't want to give the numbers, but you can see on the screen, right? Apart from these dollars and all, right? The experience matters. Am I right? So you worked for a global challenge and the world's most pressing challenges you have taken and worked. In the process, you have learned IoT, machine learning, AI. Correct. So these things matters a lot. The moment when you speak all these things in interviews, straight away you will be in, right? Believe me. So we expect out of box thinking students to come and join the companies, right? Okay, so let me proceed. Okay, so as I have told you, the impact of climate changes, I want you to give a read of this, like, if you don't really act now, right? If you don't really take action today, so it is going to be worse tomorrow, right? Correct. So that is the reason, we have been trying to address this challenge with the help of the developers like you. We want you to, uh, choose any one of the idea. Go to the website, you'll get to know more about it, and try to learn the technology, and try to come up with some sort of idea, and you can work on it, and you can submit. So timelines, if you ask me, you can, I hope everybody in the call here are registered for call for code, right? So just, if not, just go for, let me just take you through that. Callforcode.org. Okay, so this is what the link is. I'm just trying to put the same in the chat as well. So people who have not enrolled, click on this link, and then what you have to do is learn how to get started. So the moment when you click on this link, just scroll down. you could see the community. There are multiple steps here, right? Step one is join the community, access the resource and all. So first step, you doing first step is nothing but called registering for call for code. So join the community, just click on join now. The moment when you click on join now, automatically it will lead you to the create an account of IBM Cloud. So IBM Cloud account creation page, it is opening up. In the sense, call for code registration is nothing but called IBM Cloud registration only. So I believe you have all done this. If someone who is not have completed, please do this, because this helps for you to do some hands-on part for today. Okay, and you have to work on work and submit your application on IBM Cloud only. I'll let you know those further details as well. Okay, so let me proceed. Yeah, so these are some of the problem statements as such, I can say: water availability and consumption, right? Food production and delivery, economic production and consumption. So these are some sort of areas which we would like to share, but these are not limit, like you can come up with your own problem statement, right? That is addressing this challenge, that is climate change, right? So you can come up with your own problem statement and you can work on it. Okay, nevertheless. Okay, fine. So that's it. So you have expecting you to answer the call. That is like we are expecting you to build a simple application that should be able to address the human challenges which are being affected with the climate change. Correct. Right. I hope you all registered. Now, what the next step I need to do, sir? You have to learn the technology. So that is what our actual session for today. So we are going to understand AI, machine learning basics. Okay. So AI application development using Python. So this is what our actual technical session for today. Believing that every other student over here registered for call for code. Okay, now let me proceed. So today's agenda goes like this. So I will try to make you understand the basic difference between the good, great acronyms of the world, right? Data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, DSAI, MLDL. Most of the times people get confused what is ML and what is AI. Just a second. Hey, sorry guys, I'm going to share the screen. Yeah. So, ma'am, can you see us? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yes.
So, guys, so the agenda goes like this. As I was telling, I'll try to give you a clear-cut picture difference between these terms, and we'll try to understand the traditional programming versus machine learning programming. How does it is different, and life cycle of machine learning project. We'll try to see. Some AI applications we'll discuss, and how many different types of machine learning algorithms are there. People talk a lot, there are multiple machine learning algorithms are there, right? So we will try to see on a nutshell, and we'll try to understand in a big way supervised machine learning algorithm, and of course importance of Python. Ultimately we are going to use IBM Cloud, and in which we are going to leverage Watson Studio service of IBM Cloud. Okay, so big list of things are there. I'll try to position in a more easy manner for you to understand the concepts. Let us proceed. Yeah, I believe everybody's situation is like this. If not everybody, at least 60% of the students in engineering colleges, Hari Bapre, somebody says data science is important, somebody says AI is important, somebody says machine learning is important, and all of a sudden my cousin is coming and asking me to learn deep learning, right? So which is really important for me, which one I have to pick, right? If I pick AI, is it something related to ML also, or else do I have to give a fresh start to the ML, right? So these sort of basic questions we'll be having for every student like this girl, right? Of course, for me as well, couple of years before when I get introduced to these kind of technologies, same situation, right? So but I struggled a lot, I've browsed a lot, but still after for a long period of time I had lots of questionnaires in my mind, but in the process of learning got cleared. But I'll try to make it simple for you. Let's proceed and understand these things. Okay, so let us think, if this space, this entire circle space is artificial intelligence, right? If it is AI, okay, what is this circle? It is subset of outer circle, that is subset of AI, and I'm calling it as like machine learning. So with this, what is your understanding? If you are learning machine learning, it is nothing but you are also learning artificial intelligence, right? So you are part of AI only. You're if you are ML student, you are part of AI student only. That's the reason particularly I have not mentioned on the screen ML applications, though the message has communicated to you like that. I especially mentioned AI applications, right? So ML applications are nothing but AI applications only. That's what you need to understand. Okay. Next comes again another circle in machine learning. So what is that called? Deep learning. So wow, what is this? So deep learning is subset of machine learning, which is subset of AI. So which is bigger entity here? Obviously, sir, artificial intelligence is bigger stuff. Correct. So I haven't come to the definitions of it. What does AI meant for? What do you mean by machine learning and what do you mean by deep learning? I will come in a while, but I'm just trying to make you understand at a higher level what is what. Okay. So what is the last term missing? That is data science, correct? So where do you think that data science comes and fit here? Okay, let me show that. Yeah, so this is what it is called, data science. So I think now you are getting some sort of sense, right, how these are got segregated, right? So I have left lots of space in the left side of data science circle, if you see, right? For me left, of course for you also left, correct? What is that? It is filled up with couple of more areas. What are those areas? Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess? Data analysis and data visualization. Wow. So how does data science and artificial intelligence gets differ? So data science is nothing but call your AI application building, or data science is nothing but call your machine learning application building. Data science is nothing but call your deep learning application building. Along with that, you will be focusing on for sure data analysis as well as representation of data, which is nothing but called data visualization. So the study of data science comes all these things. You will be learning how to work with data, how to clean your data, how to analyze your data, how to visualize your data, because visualization speaks a lot, correct? Your graphs, your bar charts, what your there are multiple histograms. Okay, so this matters a lot for us, correct? And the study of computer to think like the sense artificial robot, right? It does whatever he says, correct? Likewise, people are trying to make a computer, make a device to think like human, right? That is the study of AI. Machine learning is something which you are going to predict the future. Okay, prediction is nothing but called machine learning, right? So tomorrow how much business I am going to get today in my, so let's say you are the owner of a supermarket, correct? And you have invested, let's say 10 crores in it, and every day you are earning, let's say counter is like, let's say some 20 lakhs or 15 lakhs, something like that. But all of a sudden it has gone down, right? From a couple of months, you are not really doing good. You're really going down. Every having such like today how my business is going to be, will I get minimum 10 lakhs of counter or like 12 lakhs of counter, or overall, let's say last month I have earned only 1 crore, or coming month do I earn at least 1.1 crore or 1.2 crore, or will it go down by 80 lakhs or 90 lakhs, right? So everybody wants to know what is going to happen for them tomorrow, right? Future, everybody wanting to know, right? Why they want to know, tell me in simple. If you know tomorrow something bad is going to happen, right, today you will take some necessary actions, precautions, right? So that's the reason people are pretty much in hunger to know what is going to happen tomorrow for my business, right? Any space of industry, any industry you take, be it finance, be it edutech, be it agritech, right? Any space you ask me, people are wanting to know what's going to happen next minute, next hour, next day, right? So machine learning comes up with lots of algorithms. Those algorithms helps in predicting future, right? So then what is deep learning, sir? So deep learning is also machine learning. I can say like this: machine learning algorithms are basic algorithms or level 1 algorithms, right? Which can work only up to certain extent, right? If your problem is still not resolved, right, through machine learning algorithms, or machine learning algorithms are failing to produce or failing to predict your scenario, your problem statement, right? At that point in time, we will be going for deep learning. As the name suggests, deep learning is much superior algorithms when compared to the machine learning. So deep learning algorithms have been made with the concept of human brain, how your neurons works, right? Accordingly, based on the concept, these deep learning algorithms have been built. They are much powerful when compared to the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so obviously the prediction, the accuracy, right, all will be pretty much good in deep learning. Okay, you may ask, so then why machine learning algorithms? Straight away, for every problem statement, I can go ahead and use deep learning, machine learning, so deep learning algorithms, right? So cost also matters a lot, right? So if you are working for a machine learning project, let us say 100 rupees you are investing, right, to the resource. If you're supposed to work for deep learning project, you have to go ahead and invest 1,000 rupees. Now tell me, giving 100 and getting your job done is okay, or giving 1,000 and you will getting your job done is okay? What do you do? Tell me. First, obviously, you will put 100 and you'll try to see the result. If the result is not satisfied, then you'll prepare to invest 1,000 and then go for deep learning. Am I right or wrong? But straight away you can't invest for every problem statement. You can't go ahead and put 1,000 rupees just like that, right? For a simple statement, you don't want to go and waste your money a lot. I kind of explain in a very simple way, in a very, very easy way, right? Just to make you understand the concept. But in real time, it acts like this. So not everybody just like that go for deep learning. Based on the problem statement, based on the data set what we have, right? Based on the acceptance of accuracy, right? So there are multiple factors we need to consider, right? Hope I have given some sort of sense. So don't think artificial intelligence is only, so I already said artificial intelligence means, machine learning is a subset of AI. When I say subset, and you see there is some space here, right? You can fill it, this space with something else. What is that? NLP, speech, vision. So these are some areas you must have heard. I can believe that you don't know these things, but for sure you must have heard this terminology at least, right? Natural language processing, speech, vision, right? Text to speech, speech to text, computer vision, right? These are all the areas which comes under AI. So, sir, should I go for speech or should I go for vision? Okay, let me proceed with the next slide and let me on this. Okay, so by the way, these are all pointing to cloud. What do you mean by that? Any guesses in the chat? I want you to type in the chat. Any guesses? See, though the subject is such a huge data science, AI, ML, deep learning, multiple things we are trying to understand, but all you can able to leverage through cloud, right? So cloud is a place from where you will get multiple things. Okay, we will talk a little bit on cloud as well in some time. Okay, so this is what the nutshell of AI, big picture of AI or tree of AI, right? This figure you can find it out in Google also. Just type AI tree, right? And go for the images, you can find this picture. So point is, if you can see here, there are multiple branches in AI. People just think AI means machine learning only. No, that is not correct. AI means there are multiple areas in which machine learning is only one part, one area, right? So like you see NLP, expert systems, vision, speech, planning, robotics, you must have heard these names at least for once in your lifetime, correct? Okay, next question comes. Sir, tell me, I heard about machine learning only a lot. I never heard vision, speech, planning, these robotics, etc. So where should I start from? So industries are expecting where? Okay, if being a fresher, being a third year student, being a second year student, being a final year student, right? Where should I start? If you ask me, you have to start with only machine learning, right? So spend good of time in machine learning algorithm building, right? Try to understand the knowledge, try to gain the knowledge of these algorithms. How many, sir? There are tens of algorithms, like 20, 30, 40, multiple algorithms are there, but I only say be good with minimum 10 algorithms. Supervised, unsupervised, can you see over there? So supervised, you may can take 3 to 4. Unsupervised, you may can take 3 to 4, and deep learning, you may can take another 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. Overall, be good with 8 to 10 or 10, 12 number of machine learning algorithms. One machine learning algorithm to understand, it will take hardly 1 day of time, not more than that. Okay, if you really spend and try to understand and try to work with certain examples, right? There are multiple resources are available on the web. You can go ahead and explore. Okay, right. So the other all areas, I don't say you have to spend hours of time and you need to really gain the knowledge. No, but you should have basic knowledge like NLP. If somebody asks what is NLP, you should be in a position to speak for minimum a minute or two, right? Likewise for other all areas. You don't have to be really expertise, but just have a very basic knowledge of it. But in the space of machine learning, of course, we from the industry going to expect a lot of depth knowledge from you. Okay, right. So this is what the definitions, as I have already conveyed, right? So AI is something which is trying to make humans to think like computers. Machine learning is like, we are going to work for predicting future, right? Deep learning is like, works on the basis of ANN. Okay, let me proceed. So yeah, I'm just opening up all the images that you can understand pretty clear. So how does traditional programming is from or how does programming is different from traditional programming? If you see, I believe at least you all know minimum one programming language, that is C. In most of the times you start off with C in your colleges, right? And I better ask you to learn even few more other languages as well. But at least C, so you understand programming, right? So how does normal programming works? You have to give data, you have to write a program to your system, and that brings in output for us. Correct? So you can see some examples over here. Above 100 is overspeed, and if it is in the range, if it is normal, else slow. Correct? Likewise, you need to build a logic. When it comes to machine learning, you don't see any logic, right? When I say logic, code, you don't see any code. Then what is that you need to focus on? You need to focus on data as well as outputs, correct? So previous data and that data specific outputs you have to feed it to your system, right? And that system helps in producing the output for us. Okay, so how does it does? It will first understand the data, and it will understand the outputs, and that system applies certain algorithms, and it will bring a model for us. Okay, that model we are calling machine learning model, right? And if you use that model in your real-time applications, that helps in giving right predictions for you, right? Okay, so model is nothing but called some set of rules, I can say here. That's the reason I've mentioned over there like that. Okay, so overspeed, normal, slow. Okay, so those are the labels we call, and these are the based on these label, what can be the answer? Tell me here. Answer can be any one of the label, right? It can be over speed, it can be normal or slow, based on the algorithm how it got learned, right? What are all the methodology it has applied and built model, accordingly it will produce the result for us. So if I speak beyond this, you will get for sure confused. I don't want to talk any more than this point. Let us go ahead and see things more in the real-time implementation. Okay, so let me, so these are generic definitions. Machine learning is the science of getting computers to learn without being explicitly programmed. Okay, getting computers to program themselves and teaching them to make decisions using data. So, okay, so as long as your academics definitions also matters, but real time we expect you to come up with the hands-on stuff, right? So let's go ahead and understand a bit more about your AI applications now. Okay, online customer support. So let us see. So you kind of understood, right? So let's try to understood AI, ML, DL, these things, right? On a very high level perspective. So let's try to see some applications where these things have been really utilized in the market. Online customer support. So what do you mean by this? See, Airtel. Okay, if you if you had any challenge, you always have to reach to the customer care. Correct? Any industry, any business you take, you will have customer care number, and you have to call them day in day out, and to get connect with them itself is a big challenge. And then you explain, and after explaining, not sure whether they are going to really address your challenge or not. Correct? So talking to multiple people, think from the Airtel perspective, how many people has to they need to set up BPO, we call, right? So hundreds and thousands of people they have to set up, and they will be talking to lakhs of their customers day in day out. No, no need. Today there are chatbots in the picture, correct? So straight away you go ahead and open the website, and right bottom or right top somewhere around you can see a messenger platform, right? Hey, what can I do for you? Okay, Alexa. Okay, Watson assistant. Okay, these are all Siri. Okay, so these are all like chatbots only. You just put your question and you'll be getting answer in fraction of seconds. Correct? That way you can able to resolve your challenges. So online customer support, this is one of the application of AI, I can say, right? So predictions while commuting. Okay, so what is this? How many of you use Google Maps? Tell me. If you have to go from one location to another, right? Obviously today, right, out of 100, 90 plus people for sure handhold mobile, and they'll put Google Maps on, and they'll keep on drive. Correct? I do that. I believe most of you guys also do that, right? What was the situation 10 years before, right? Do you have this Google Maps? Okay, every now and then you have to pause and you need to ask, so and so address, is this the right route I'm coming, I'm going, right? So you all know, right? So you've been experiencing. So Google Maps is really helping a lot, right? So this is also one of the application of AI, I can say. So social media services, right? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and like-minded people. It will connect you, and the moment when you post a image, it will immediately tag the name of the person. These are all AI stuff only. Email spamming. So you will be getting lots of spam emails, right? So how directly when you have AI software installed in your mail server, so spam emails will not come and sit in your inbox directly. Those spam emails will go and sit in your spam folder, right? So search engine result refining, you type just some one word in your browser, automatically it will fetch the full word, correct? So that is nothing but called a search engine refining, or like if you're searching for any concept, right? And on the name of the concept, let's say some 100 links are there, but always LinkedIn may come first or Wikipedia is coming first. Okay, why the reason these things are coming first? Why not some other links? Okay, so this is nothing but called ranking of displaying the link. So there is again some sort of algorithm has gone inside. Okay, some AI intelligence has gone inside. That's where you will get the best links on top. Okay, product recommendation, right? So I'll tell you a small story. Okay, so a girl of 18 years, this has happened, okay, in the US in one of the cities. So she went to a supermarket, right? So immediately, one of the message has gone. See, somebody asked the shopkeeper, floor manager. Okay, straight away he has asked. Um, Sorry, they're recommending some items, and she got a message saying that congratulations on your conceiving. Okay, so she got this message, right? So from the shopkeeper, okay, from the mall, okay, from that industry, right? Congratulations on conceiving. So she was shocked, right? How do these folks got to know that I got conceived, right? So it's a shocking, right? So how do these shopkeeper, these let's say DMart or Ratnadeep, example names I'm choosing, but not these are the names. Okay, in the US I'm talking about. So those folks have sent some sort of gift to this lady. Okay, congratulations on your conceiving. So how does those guys got to know about this girl has got conceived? Because the kind of products what she is purchasing in the mall, they could able to find out. Okay, so it's not that easy, right, guys? So it's a AI engine again is there behind. So and let me give the other example. You watch comedy movies or comedy clicks flips in your YouTube. Okay, so you log out and again you log in, open YouTube tomorrow. You could see all the comedy movies of same genre, right? Same hero rather, right? So that is like nothing but called recommendation. Okay, the product recommendation. Other way I can tell you, if you're purchasing shoes, right, immediately they'll give some offer on socks as well, correct? So if you're purchasing sanitizer, immediately they'll give some offer for you on masks. Are you understanding? So how does these things are happening? Because they have embedded AI software in their system. So these are all some of the examples I can say. And these are all not rocket science. You've been seeing day in day out these things, right? Okay, so how does machine learning project life cycle looks like? The first thing is you have to collect the data. Okay, let me explain with a scenario here. What is our scenario? Let me tell you. You need to predict. Imagine you yourself is a machine learning engineer and you are owning a startup, like you with a team of a dozen, like you are owning a startup. Multiple machine learning engineers and data scientists are there in your team. Okay, so what is your problem statement? Being me as a customer approach to you, right? Let's say I'm like cars 24. Okay, so our cardeco.com, right? So what does these people do? Tell me. These people help us in purchasing your car. Okay, or this they sell your car. Okay, they offer second-hand cars for you, right? Okay, so uh, these people, cars 24 want a software, okay, wherein it has to predict the price of his customer car. So somebody is coming with a Swift Desire, okay, and asking like, I want Swift Desire of 3 years vehicle, right? So I'm wanting to, sell this. How much you will give to me, right? So Cars 24, what do? They'll send a mechanic, and mechanic will, check the vehicle, and he will come up with some quotation saying that 3-year vehicle. When he purchased, it was like say 9 lakhs. After 3 years, mechanic is telling, we can give 8 lakhs, okay, 7.5 lakhs. Okay. So automatically his customer is pretty happy. So only just 1.5 lakh less when compared to the original rate when I purchased. So happily he is taking that 7.5 lakhs and, handing over the car and, going out. Okay. So tell me, in this case, Cars 24 lost some money or not? Actually speaking, 3-year-old car doesn't go just like that. Okay, the usual price, if you ask me, it has to go within 5.5 lakhs. Okay, so they lost minimum 2 lakhs of business here. Okay, and 10 customers on average daily 20 lakhs, right? So that way, so what that person has understood is, okay, so my mechanics are not really projecting the prices correctly, right? Unnecessarily, I'm ending up giving lots of money to my customers. So no, I want a software. I want a machine. Okay, I want an app, right? That should give the right proper second hand rate. Okay, it should predict the second hand rate properly. So for that app, what are the inputs you are supposed to give? You are supposed to give inputs of, like, what is the car name, what is the car color, when it got, how many kilometers, what is the odometer reading, that is meter reading, and what are the spares have been changed, right? Any accident, details about the car he has to capture, and you have to enter all these details in the app. And by after all entering those details, your app will do some gimmick. Okay, that gimmick is machine learning model building, I'll tell you, right? So your app will, in a matter of seconds, it will come up with a recommendation for us. Hey, you can purchase this car with, 5,20,000, not more than that. Okay, that kind of recommendation it will give to you as a owner. Now you will communicate to your customer, hello mister, you have brought in 3-year-old car, so we can give 5,20,000 only for you. If you want, you can, sell, or else, you can go off from here, right? So that way he is expecting for a who Cars 24 owner, or the car deco kind of the second hand cars, those people, those will sell, they are expecting a software, right? So it is our duty to build that software. You as a startup, as a machine learning engineer, now you are going to build that software. To build that software, what are the steps involved? I'm saying now, you see, first you have to collect the data. So if I ask you to, if I ask you to straight away, build a software, you cannot, right? Build a machine learning model building, you cannot. First, how does it works? You will have to have a data in your hand. You need to have earlier data, that is like, lakhs of cars which got sold out with what price in the previous years, right? All that data you need to gather. So you need to gather that data from agencies, you need to gather the data websites, right? Excel sheets, okay, from different people are inquiring every door in the city, right? So likewise, you need to collect multiple data, multiple source, whatever you have got, that data. Do you think everybody follow the same format and give the data for you? Somebody may give in Excel sheet, somebody may give in PDF, somebody may give in PPT, somebody may give in, hardcore files, raw files. Correct. In multiple, you will get the data. So you need to clean that. You need to make that data, polish the data, so-called wrangling. Okay, data wrangling is nothing but called data cleaning. Okay, you need to ensure of your data is pretty much clean. Okay, right. So once after you clean the data, what you have to do is you need to start analyzing the data. Okay, once after cleaning, then you will observe the data very thoroughly, very properly. what kind of car got sold with what price. Correct. So that is nothing but called analyzation. So you need to do some, so with the analysis only you will understand, oh, speedometer, how many kilometers traveled is very important, and the owner name is not really impacting on the price, right? See, the car, whatever the example I discussed, the owner name is if it is Rama or Lakshmana, anything is fine for us, right? Doesn't matter. End of day, you need to know what is the health condition of the car. Like, so what are the two important things? Tell me, decides the price of the car. If you ask me, first thing is speedometer reading, right? How many kilometers that car has traveled. That is very important factor, right? And the useless factor is name of the person, name of the first owner, right? The second point, if you ask me, the engine condition, right? So likewise, okay, if you ask me, what is the second point which you can ignore, sir, means to some extent you can ignore the color, right? So not all people really show interest towards color. Correct. Or else, let's say, city of the owner, right? Whether he is from Vizag or whether he is from Vijayawada doesn't matter, right? As long as the car condition is good, I'm okay to pay. Am I right or wrong? So likewise, you will be deciding which factors I should really consider and which factors I should ignore. So the factors in the columns which you are considering, you will hold that columns, and on those columns only you will apply your machine learning algorithm, right? So it's something like that. So you will call your machine learning algorithm and you'll ask your machine learning algorithm to train this data. In the sense, you will allow that data to get trained by your machine learning algorithm, right? So you're passing on, let us say, 10 lakh rows of data to that machine learning algorithm. So machine learning algorithm is trying to understand all these 10 lakh rows of various cars have been sold out with various prices, right? So it will understand all those data, right? And now what do you do is, whether the machine learning algorithm got really trained properly or not, how do you get to know? You will have to test that. Am I right? So it's simple. So see, you being a fifth standard, let's say, imagine your niece or nephew, right? Or else you imagine yourself when you are in fifth standard or sixth standard, right? So our teachers will not just like that allow us to go for exam, right? So they will test us, right? Or our mothers rather. So next Monday exam is there, means today you have to study, tomorrow you have to study, and Sunday what your mom do? Your mom will cross check whether you have really prepared your exam or not. What she will do? She will ask some questions from your textbook, right? So asking some questions. Why your mother is asking? Because your mother is trying to test your knowledge, right? So if you answered your mother asked questions properly, and the same Sunday night your mother very confidently tells to your father that, yeah, tomorrow our son is going to do very well in the exam for sure, and happily she'll sleep, and Monday morning you'll give exam, and in a week's time your result will come for sure. Your mother will know that you'll do distinction. Correct. So how? Because it got tested. Likewise, in real time also, if I am building a machine learning model, I can't straight away go ahead and deploy in my client machine. Here, who is my client? Cars24 is what my client. So I can't go ahead and deploy my machine learning model. Before that, in the in-house, I will test whether my model is really predicting properly or not. So what do I do is, I will bring in some 10 different customers just like that from the air, okay, meaning from the data, and I'll just test my model by giving, let us say, Celerio car, which is like only 1 year old or 3 or 5 year old, right? And so and so color, it traveled so and so meters. How much it is, giving the price, and the answer. Your answer may be like 3 to 3.5 lakhs, right? If your machine learning model is also giving like in that range, the understanding is your model is really passed through the test, right? But if your model is giving 2 lakhs only, right, the original answer, the Celerio car has got sold out at 3.5 lakh, your model has done some mistake. Correct. Likewise, you have to test your model. Once after testing your model for multiple times, as long as the predictions are coming really good, you have to keep on test your model. So just testing 100 times doesn't help out. In the first 3 4 5 iterations of test, you will understand, array, my model is not really giving proper predictions. I thought once it is giving bad result, but no, every time it is giving bad result only. From the last 5 instances, it has given bad result. So let me go ahead and retrain my model. Okay, so what do you do? Some step 4 to, you will come to step 3. Okay, so step 3, you will go, you did I properly analyzed my data? There is something missing here. Okay, oh, color is also some important. People are really focusing on the color as well. So let me include color column also in the training data. Are you understanding, guys? So likewise, you will have to go for multiple iterations, and then you will come up with the best model after passing your test test cases. So your machine learning model is going to get deployed onto the client machine. So what do you do in this case? You will take your model, you'll go to the Cars24, your client, and you'll tell them, hey bugger, you install this model in your system, and then you can check you from next minute any customer comes, ask him these details, and you enter those details in the app, and automatically it will give the proper rate, okay, wherein customer should not get loss, as well as you being a owner, you should also not get loss, right? Doing justification for everybody. So this is how your machine learning model building happens. Okay, so these are the typical steps in any of the machine learning model you take, right? What is that change is the use case. The other thing is, like, machine learning model, which model I need to pick, right? So based on the use case, based on the problem statement, we are going to choose the model. I'll try to give some knowledge on those lines as well. So machine learning models, how many types of models we have? So roughly, if you see, there are three kinds of learning techniques we have: supervised, unsupervised, reinforced, right? Okay, so before me explaining these things, let me try to first give some clarity. 70-80% of the real time problem statements, real time machine learning challenges are running around supervised only. Okay, so your focus must be a lot on supervised, and then I can say another 10-15% is like on unsupervised. Okay, and less than 10, I can say, okay, are very nominal, very minimal, right? Very less on reinforcement learning. Okay, so because still lots of research is happening on reinforcement learning, so that's the reason people are not really dare enough to go ahead and attempt on that. So focus must be, if you ask me, there are only two: supervised and unsupervised. These are the real time problem state use cases which are happening. In these two, majority is supervised learning only. Okay, now what is supervised learning, sir? So whenever you are working on any of the data, okay, if the data comes up with output variable, okay, target variable, and that sort of data, you are going to resolve using supervised problems, supervised learning. Okay, so you might have confused. I'll try to give some sort of very basic explanation. Okay, so in your data set, in your Excel sheet, if you have answer, then that is supervised learning. In your Excel sheet, let's say, what is the answer? See, in earlier example, right? Car prediction, right? Household prediction. Okay, so salary prediction, height prediction. Okay, so all these things, in this Excel sheets, you will also have the result variable. Okay, if you have result variable, right? Car model is 19, let's say 2012. Customer name is Srinivas, and so company is, let us say, Maruti, and let's say it traveled for 60,000 kilometers, and the price of resale price is 7 lakhs or 5 lakhs, whatever. So resale price, what we are talking, that is something which you are going to predict. So that column is the output column. we call. Okay, so if that sort of data is present, we call such sort of algorithms are called supervised learning algorithms. Okay, so what do you mean by unsupervised learning algorithms? Unsupervised learning algorithms, they does not contain output data. Okay, they does not contain result data in the previous data sets. In the sense, let's say, I'll use the small example. You are working for a bank, you're a bank branch manager, and your superior country manager has come to you and he is asking, okay, hey, I wanted to announce the top 10 customers from your branch. Okay, so tell me who will you nominate, right? In your branch, in your city branch, right? There are like 10 lakh customers are there. Okay, excuse me. So there are 10 lakh customers are there. But out of those 10 lakhs, what is your boss is asking? Pick the best 10. So your thought is good, sir. Recognizing top 10 best 10 customers is good. It always motivates us and customers to do more banking. But how do I pick the best 10? I don't have any previous data. So last month you asked me the best 10, I would have, I've taken that last month, last month, like, from last 20 years, every month, these are the 10 people, these are the 10 people, these are the other 10, these are the 10. Likewise, if we have that previous data, who are best, who are not, then I could have told you. Okay. If you don't have the predictor variable itself in your data set, that sort of problems are called unsupervised learning. Okay, right. Not over supervised, unsupervised. Again, in the next slide, I'll be talking with an example. So let me now just touch upon reinforcement learning. Reinforcement is learning is nothing but called reward based learning. When I say reward based learning, see, if you are moving in the right path, I'll put 100 rupee note in your pocket. If you are moving in the wrong path, I will remove 500 rupee note from your left pocket. Okay. So if you're doing good, getting some rewards. If you're doing bad, you are getting some nudges on your head, right? So what do? You will thoroughly learn your path. Let me give a simple example. You are sitting in the hall, okay, and you are asking your robo, okay, to bring a device from your storeroom. Okay, I'm just saying a device. Okay, hey, go and get X device from the storeroom. So from the hall to storeroom, what is the journey path to come out from the hall, and it has to straight away enter into storeroom, or passing on some free space, it has to enter into storeroom. Rather, what your robo is doing, it is change its direction. Instead of going to storeroom, it is going to balcony. Okay, some other direction. While going to balcony, it got hit with one window or some one glass. Okay, it understood that, okay, this is not the right path, so it will come back likewise, and it will take into another direction, and it will start proceeding further, and it will get hit with a maybe fridge door. As such, it understood that it is kitchen, so that's not the storeroom, so it will come back and it will find out another path. So that way it did couple of mistakes and it ended up in entering into the storeroom. So when second time the same person asked this robot to get another device from storeroom, do you think this robot does the same mistake like the way first time it went ahead and got hit with the balcony door, and second time got hit with the fridge door, getting into the kitchen? So do you think it will do the same, or it will, since it has learned from the previous experiences, now it has understood how to directly go to the storeroom? Got it? So reinforcement learning is what that. Okay, so if it is going from the straight path, you are praising your robo. If it is going from the wrong path, you are really nudging it, right? So that's the example of it. Or if let me tell you another simple example, okay, instead of this robo, you play a lot of games, right? You're all kids, end of day you play a lot of games. So when Temple Run, most famous game, right? Temple Run. The in your lives when you played Temple Run for the first time, have you reached across the level 1, level 2 just like that? Obviously not, right? First time when you played level 1, immediately you lost it, right? So you have understood, oh, here is what I'm going to get hit. So I have, when you are playing for the second time, you will bypass that, correct? You'll bypass that hits, and that's where you will cross your level 1. And when you move to level 2, likewise you will get hit with another 2 times in 2 different situations. And then you have understood that when I am doing second time, I have to really act smart and I should get rid of those hits. So that's how you will pass the level 2. After all playing 100 times your Temple Run, right? All again, if I ask you to play straight away, you will cross 7, 8 levels just like that. Am I right or wrong? Correct. So how does this much of knowledge you have got based on the previous experiences? So that is like one of the example of reinforcement learning, I can say, right? So let's proceed. Yeah, so some example I have given over here. This is what I was talking about. Supervised learning is broadly categorized into 2 types. Okay, so yeah, so this is what the chart I have to speak first. Supervised learning broadly categorized into 2 types: regression and classification. Okay, so if regression, which problems are called as like regression problems? The problems, the use cases where the answer is in numericals. Answer means what? The one which we are going to predict. The price of a used car, the price column is the target variable. Okay, height or weight of a person. Okay, height for so and so height, how much the weight is going to be. So here we are going to weight. Okay, time. Okay, so these some numericals. Okay, the one which is going to predict, if that is numerical, right? Those are regression problems. And the one which you are going to predict, if it is classification, when I say classification, right? I'll tell you. Uh, do you do you get fever tomorrow? Okay, yes or no? Answer is only two, either yes or no. Okay, so are you diabetes? Yes or no, right? So India is going to win tomorrow, yes or no? Say yes. What is your prediction? You have to predict only either yes or no. That's it, right? You can't predict a value. But in the case of regression, how much Virat Kohli is going to score today? By the way, today RCB match is there, right? Great. So IPL is going to start today. So today RCB is playing. How much Virat Kohli is going to score today? So I'm asking you to predict. So somebody say 45, somebody say 65, somebody say 30, somebody say 35. You're all giving your results, but how you have given result? If I ask machine learning algorithm to predict, machine learning algorithm is saying, let us say, Kohli may score, let us say 61, roughly. Okay, so it said 61 and with the accuracy of 98%. Okay, I'm just saying. So that numericals, that working on the numericals is regression, working on the classification is classes is classification. Now let's come back to this page. So supervised comes up with the 2 types, as I told you, regression and classification. You see the first example. Okay, so price of a house. We are going to predict the price of a house. So for that, you have some data already in hand. Size 1200 SFT, locality in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, right? So houses there, bedrooms, 3 BHK, 2 BHK, so on, right? And that sort of houses got sold with 1 crore, 70 lakhs, and 95 lakhs, something like that. Okay. So here price column is called target variable. That is the one, if you see the question mark next to that. Now I am going to ask my machine learning algorithm, let us say 1150 SFT and city is Bangalore, 3 BHK, how much it is going to offer, right? So your machine learning algorithm is going to predict the price. Price is numerical. So anything which is numerical, if you can see here, sorry, wait. If you can see here, where is my cursor? Yeah. The one which you are going to predict if it is continuous, right? That those are called regression problem statements. How much Kohli scores today? Okay, numerical. You need to predict the numerical answer, right? Come and see the classification. Height of the person, right? Now you have to tell age of the person, height of the person, and gender of the person is there. What you are supposed to tell, your machine learning algorithm is supposed to predict whether that guy is going to get heart attack or not. Target variable or a dependent variable we call, because the green color variable is dependent on the yellow color variables. Am I right? So yes or no. We are saying yes, we are saying no, right? Only two answers. You cannot say maybe yes, okay, may not be no, something like that. You can't say either yes or no. Correct. So that likewise. So those sort of problems are called the data if it is in categorical. Okay. So those sort of problems are called classification problem, categorical or textual we call. Okay, so India is going to win or loss. You have to say win or loss, or you have to say yes or no, right? The other example, let me give you. Uh, what is the grade my son is going to get in his first standard? Okay, so there are only four grades: A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. Okay, when you say A, it is like above distinction, B means first class, C means second class, and D means failure. Correct. So grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D. There are four values here. Okay. Answer, though you have 1 lakh rows, right? But in the answer, you will have only these four values are going to repeat again and again. Correct. Likewise, you will have only nominal limited values in the classification problem. Okay. So whereas in the regression problem, in the price variable, you see, do you think only 1 lakh, 1 crore will be there only for one time in the 1 lakh houses? 70,000 will be there only for one time. 70 crore will be there only for one time. It can have multiple times and with multiple values. Correct. So I hope you have got the clarity between supervised, that is regression, and classification. Coming to unsupervised learning, as I was telling here, your manager is supposed to find out the best customer in the city, but I never announced who is best customer in the previous years. So I don't know who is best customer till now. How can I tell to my boss, right? Yes, you have to tell by using some sort of techniques. So those techniques we learn in the unsupervised machine learning model building, right? So out of these three things I am telling, supervised and unsupervised, we have to focus a lot on supervised only. So 1A and 1B, those are very, very important for you to learn a lot. Okay, I told you 10 machine learning algorithms you have to learn, right? So 10 means 8 must be supervised, 2 must be unsupervised. That is the way how you have to segregate things. So these are the some names you can see: linear regression, multiple linear regression, multilinear or polynomial, decision tree, random forest, logistic regression, decision. So SVM, support vector mission, Navy base. These are some handpick algorithms I mentioned here, but these are not end. There are another tens of algorithms are there. Okay, you have to understand the best, which works best for you, right? And you have to proceed. So at least you need to learn these algorithms. Okay. So Python, why Python is important? Why not other languages? Because Python has got humongous amount of inbuilt libraries, right? So lots of libraries. You have an easy syntax for you. right? So that's the reason I recommend you to go for Python. Whereas in other languages, you don't have libraries to build machine learning applications that easily. Okay, so in an easy sense, if I have to make you understand, let's say right side of your house, you have DMart with 1 lakh home needs, okay, goods, and left of your shop a very small kirana shop is there, right? Wherein not even 10, 15 different goods are also, he is not in a position to sell. Okay, now your mom asked you to bring a Maggie packet or idli rava, whatever. So both the distance from your home, both are same. Okay, just like in half a minute you can reach both the entries. So you land up in a small shop or you end up landing in a big shop that is mall. Obviously, if you ask me, right? So we end up in a big mall. Why? Because the probability of finding your Maggie packet is more in DMart when compared to the a small shop which is the other side of your home. Correct? Because that guy is very small, very limited stock. Whether he really has that item or not, you don't know. You can't take chance. You can't go ahead and ask him, and if he say no again, you can't go to DMart. Like you can do that, but unnecessary time waste. So that's what happening here today in industry. So people are experimenting with different other languages where they are hitting back strongly, saying they're failing miserably, right? There are no algorithms in that space, right, which is really providing solutions. So again, they're coming back and sticking to Python. So Python has got awesome humongous amount of libraries, right? So why, sir, why Python has got that many number of libraries? Because it is open source. Okay, and you have to love open source and you need to work with open source softwares, right? And it's one of the oldest language as well. So this is so old and very easy syntax and very powerful in the space of open source. Lot of developers like you and me have contributed to Python. So that's the reason I recommend you to choose Python first. The next language, if you ask me, is R. In the space of data science, machine learning, if you ask me, you have to go with the R language. R is very good in the data visualization, the statistical tools, statistical measures to check and all. R really does great job. Okay, so Python first priority, then R. Okay, then only touch other languages based on your interest. So these are some points about Python. So I think what I'll do now is I'll just pause. I'll Okay, so what I'll do is I'll enter into hands-on part. Okay, everybody, you can start. Uh, Let me. Okay, so go to cloud.ibm.com. Cloud.ibm.com. Everybody, please open along with me. Cloud.ibm.com. Okay, let me log out then. I believe everybody have registered. Everybody registered for your. Right, everybody registered, right? Okay. So just go to cloud.ibm.com and you can log in. I am logging in with my ID. Okay, so just enter your IBM Cloud ID and password. This is the way how you will log in into IBM Cloud. Okay, so if you see here, okay, I'll give some 30 seconds. So you can I see some response in the chat whether you have logged in, logged out? Yes, no. You have logged in, right? Yeah, guys. Yeah, thank you. So logged in. So now the what is the very first screen which you are seeing is called dashboard. Okay, like home screen of your IBM cloud. Okay, there are multiple things will be there. You don't have to really bother about all these things in the first time. Time teaches to you. Resource summary. Can you see resource here? And I think for you there will not be anything because I did some work some time back. It is showing 7 resources. For you, it will not show anything. No need to bother about it. Can you see catalog? Yeah. So click on catalog, everybody. You see featured, like, top services, it will show up here. And by the way, Watson Studio, just watch it. Now we are going to create that only. Services, you click on services. Can you see left side multiple areas? Blockchain, analytics, AI, ML, storage, networking, developer tools, migration tools, so on. Correct? So these are all various areas and related cloud services are there. Now go and touch AI and machine learning. As I told you, both are sailing in the same boat. You don't have to get differentiate. Correct? So in which you have to select, if you see there are like dozen, in fact little more than that, you have 16 odd services are there in the space of AI and machine learning. And I request everybody to click on Watson Studio. So what are we doing now? We are creating a service of AI ML type, a category of AI ML with the name Watson Studio. Okay, service name is Watson Studio. Can you all see right bottom create? Just click on create. Okay. So when I clicked on create, I landed in Watson Studio page. And what is my service name? My Watson Studio service name is Watson Studio -ng. Did I give this ng? No. By default, cloud only has taken. Likewise, for you people also, it will show some 2-character name. Okay, that is what your Watson Studio service name. Got it? Now click on get started straight away. So when you click on get started, right, it is asking you whether to choose Watson machine learning service or Watson knowledge catalog. You don't have to bother about all these things. Just click on continue. So basically now I have created IBM Watson Studio service in my IBM cloud, right? Now this is going to open my IBM cloud pack for data. Okay, go to IBM Watson Studio. Click on go to IBM Watson Studio. Can you all see at the left top IBM cloud pack for the data? Right, so IBM cloud pack for data is simple. Basically, it is bringing in all the tools and technologies which you are going to work out for data science into one place. As simple as that. Okay, fine. So just try to create a project. And create a project, and that too from the empty project. Okay, create right from starting. I believe you guys are doing parallelly with me. Okay, now add project name. Let us say, so my project one. Okay. So what I did, so repeat is not possible. Who is that? Ishwar Rao. So because it's we are working on cloud, right? So going back and coming is not good practice. So that's the reason I'm going pretty slow. Right. If you have any question, maybe you can type. I'll quickly try to answer. So basically create an empty project, click on create project, click on empty project, and then give a name. That's it. I have not done any great stuff as of now, right? Watson Studio Service I have created, and just I clicked on create project, empty project, and just I'm trying to give my project name as like my project one. So is that clear till here? I want to see responses in the chat. No, you don't have to choose anything. You don't have to choose anything. Just proceed. Okay. So guys, I'm proceeding in the interest of time. So select a storage service. There is an add button here. You have to add a storage service to your project. You may ask why. See, you are going to store notepad for what is that? Your Excel files. You may want to store your IPYNS files, IPython notebook files. So all that must be stored in some place, right? So first click on add so that your service object or service gets created, and then you should click on refresh. When you click on refresh, you see cloud object storage CL. That CL is again the name chosen by cloud. So this service we have created now. Understood? Now click on create. So Watson Studio service, in Watson Studio service, I have created one empty project with the name my project one. While creating that, I have also created object storage service. Then only it allowed me to create this my project one project. I hope I am clear. No need to worry if somebody failed in continuing. You just focus on my session, right? Later on you can do. There are lots of documents you have. No need to worry. Okay, so my project, if you see overview, assets, environments, jobs, access control, right? So these are all details about this service and your project. You can spend some time on it, you'll understand. Launch IDE. Can you see that R Studio? If you click on R Studio, automatically R language, coding you can start giving here. Okay, so add to project. Let me click on add to project. Can you see notebook? Click on notebook, add it. I clicked on add to project and I clicked on notebook, and you see my notebook name, my or else demo. Demo is what my notebook name. Notebook means what? It's a Python file only. Okay, you have to understand notebook is also Python file. Jupyter notebook we call, right? That is one of the IDE where you work in notebooks. Ultimately, you are ending up in giving Python code only. Okay, right. Right side, you see default Python 3.7, right? 2 vCPU, 8 GB RAM. What do you mean by those things? So to run this new notebook, it is giving me configuration of Python 3.7 version. Along with that, 2 virtual CPUs with 8 GB RAM. So ultimately, when you are working on cloud, automatically, you don't have to bother about the hardware details. In the platforms, especially, it will take care, right? So let me click on create. It may take half a minute or so. Why? Because it all depends on the internet, right? It is provisioning that 2 virtual CPUs and 8 GB RAM of storage part for us. I believe you guys are also doing the same. Great. Finally, we have got one new page and try to understand left to top projects, my project one, and in my project one demo file is got opened for us. And you can see, you can start seeing this A equals to 100, shift enter, B equals to 50, shift enter, A plus B, 150, print A, print B, print sum is A plus B. Sorry. Mm. Okay. So what I have done, can somebody say? I did a very basic Python coding, correct? So why do I did this? Do I think that you guys don't know this A plus B? Or you don't understand equal to 100 be equal to 50? You all understand this, right? My point is you should know where to do Python coding on cloud environment. Okay, so especially IBM cloud. In IBM cloud, how you can code Python means like this. You have to come to Watson Studio service. In that Watson Studio service, you need to create a project. In that project, you need to create a notebook file, and in that file, you have to start entering your code, right? So I believe you have got where to come and do your Python coding, right? If not IBM cloud, tell me where is the place actually you will have to start learning this notebook files. Where do you see generally this Python notebook file? Tell me. If you have to practice Python notebook file, where do you do that? Python application, yeah, that's correct, but I'm talking about IDE. Jupyter notebook, yes, that's correct. Somebody typed Jupyter, yeah, that's right. So Anaconda is something which you are supposed to understand, right? So if you ask me, uh, let's say, see, Python coding can be done in multiple ways. The very first one is idle. Okay, so very first one. Okay, I can say basic. Second one is Anaconda. Okay, so Anaconda, in Anaconda, what do you get? Jupyter notebook. Okay, spider. You'll get many. In this, I'll say this as like first one. Okay, so and you have what is that? PyCharm. You have Eclipse, right? So likewise, you have multiple video. Sorry, multiple IDEs. Okay, so all the category 2 is called IDEs. IDEs. Okay, right. Now, if you ask me, the third category is cloud. Okay, see, IDEs are intermediate. The basics are idle. The intermediate stuff is IDEs, integrated development environment. Definition is same. Idle also same definition, right? Third is cloud. Okay, in the cloud you will have through service, you will through one of cloud provided service, we work on Python coding. Are you understanding what I'm talking? Right? So how I did in cloud, I have first created, step one is I have first created Watson Studio service. Step two, what I did, created a project. What is my project name? My project one. Step three is created a notebook file called demo. Okay, and here we did code. Correct. So how many of you are clear with these points? So coding can be done in multiple ways. Okay. So, but my always suggestion is you have to first start with the basic only, idle, right? And then immediately you need to move to intermediate, that is Anaconda, notebook, Jupyter notebook, Spider and all, right? And you should be here for a good time, and then you have to start exploring your language in the cloud environments. So this is cloud. I said all story of IBM cloud. If this is let's say Azure, right? If this is Azure or if this is Google Cloud, okay? If this is Google Cloud, steps are more or like same, but instead of Watson Studio, there you will have to install some other X software. Okay, here some other Y service. Are you understanding? Methodology is the same. So that's the reason if you are good with one cloud environment, automatically you will be get familiar with another cloud environment. So tomorrow in industry, right, people, when we do interview, right, when you are saying you are good with cloud or cloud computing, we expect you to discuss at least minimum two clouds, maximum four clouds, right? I know IBM cloud, so while after learning IBM cloud, I also went ahead and explored Microsoft Azure, and I did attended some sessions, and I practiced the Python over there to work in Python, Microsoft cloud. They have to see, or adding to that Google Cloud as well, right? So that's how you have to project yourself. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I have opened Anaconda, right? As I said, I open Anaconda, and here I'll launch it. I'll just walk you through with simple linear regression algorithm. Okay. Okay. So see, this is the local system, right? It is working. It is not on the cloud. It is on my machine. Okay. Host. So, but end of day, you don't have to install any software. We are end of day working on the browser, correct? So that's the beauty of it. Now you see here, let me restart and clear outputs. So this is already written code. In the interest of time, I'm straight away executing them and trying to make you understand. So what is this machine learning algorithm? It's a very simple linear regression algorithm. When I say it is linear regression, you should understand the output is a variable. Okay, it's a continuous variable. So now let me discuss about the problem statement. Salary dot csv. Okay, so let's go ahead and understand the salary data set. Before that, I all want you to just get into this link. Okay, so let me control C, control V. Can you all see one of the GitHub link which I just pasted in the chat? GitHub link, right? So that GitHub link contains, the PPT which I have discussed with you all, right? ML type, that Excel sheet you have, and salary data set, simple linear algorithm, regression algorithm. Okay, so this is also there. Okay, so I'm going to discuss these two. Along with that, some uh, other algorithm is also, other data set is also there, but that's okay. So first four only are useful for you as of now. So let me click on salary underscore data dot csv. Okay, so what it is showing up for me here, years experience and salary. So 1.1 year experience is 39,343. So on, let's say 4.9 experience is 61,000. Likewise, it is been like, if it is 10.5 experience, it is 1,21,000 salary. Okay, fine. Now, my next question here is, if this is the data set, I will ask my machine learning algorithm, 13 years of experienced guy comes to your company, what salary I should offer to him, is what the question you're asking to machine learning algorithm. So machine learning algorithm, by learning the previous data, it will arrive at a proper number. Okay, maybe it may say for 13 guy, let's say 140,000 is what you have to pay. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, right. Or if you give this to HRs or human beings, they may end up in giving the wrong numbers, right? If the numbers are wrong, means either company is getting benefit or person is getting benefit, employee is getting benefit. Correct. If it is more, obviously employee is getting benefit. If it is less, obviously employer is getting benefit. Correct. So, but here it has to be in a proper way. No one has to get lose money here. So that's the reason I'm asking you to the prediction of salary. So that's what the problem statement is. So you have this data set and you have the solution. Also tomorrow, once after the session, what you can do is you can go ahead and install Anaconda in your system, and you can straight away deploy this in your Anaconda software. Okay. So here I have importing mandatory packages, NumPy and Pandas. Like, it is taking time. Okay, it took like 3-4 seconds. Why? Because it is searching NumPy and Pandas libraries, and it is bringing and making it available for me. Right. Next, salary underscore data dot csv. I am going to read the data. Right. So I need to collect the data. Right. I collected. Now I'm going to read that data. So data head gives top 5 rows, years of experience and salaries. Okay, so describe the data. I mean, describes what you are trying to do. Analyze of data, right? Is one of the portion describing. So you are understanding how many number of rows are there, what is the mean value of it. Mean means average, standard deviation, the deviation between value to value, how much it is showing, what is the minimum value, percentile, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile, and maximum. These are all some statistical measures we call. So we have to understand these statistical measures. Accordingly, your machine learning algorithm decides in what way it has to train. Okay, right. So data dot is null dot any. It is looking for any missing values. Okay, so if I execute this, it is saying false. So years of experience, there are no missing values. That's the reason it is saying false. And same with the salary as well. Okay, I have given comments so that you'll understand clearly. So now see, there are no need to do one hot encoding because there are no textual data. Okay, and don't ask me what is one hot encoding now. So it's a big stuff to explain, but basically you leave it. So X and Y you have, that is independent variable and dependent variable. Correct. So you see what is that X is going to be. it is your years of experience. And what is y? Y is going to be your salary, right? Now you have tested how the data is usually, right? So you have applied, scatter plot. Okay, scatter plot looks like this. Okay, on the x-axis experience and y-axis salary you kept, and now you are measuring, you're checking how the data is like correlated, whether the data is really in correlation or not. What do you mean by correlation? The change in x, y, how much it is changing. Okay, the change in x, how much y is changing, the change in experience, how much salary is changing. So if you see the data points over here, these are all straight away growing, right, in one direction. Correct. So this is linearly growing. Okay, so that's the reason we are picking linear regression. Okay, if it is ups and downs, we will choose to pick different algorithm. So since the data is in linear in nature, so I am going to decide for linear regression algorithm. Okay, so when you do that, you need to first allocate, like, before train and test, you need to split the data: x train, x test, y train, y test. Okay, I have given very clearly here with the basic example, right? X train 80 questions in textbook, y train 80 answers in textbook. For 80 questions, particular answers also given. X test and y test are something, those are the questions you are going to write in the exam. Okay, fine. So you see, so what is this test train test split? X comma y comma test size equals to 0.2. So random state equals to 0. It means how much amount of questions I should put in my hand and how much amount of questions I should give for you to preparation, right? The questions which I supposed to check you, that is like 20%, right? So you will not get trained with entire data. You will get trained with only like 70%, 80% of the data, and you will be tested with the by asking questions from the other 20%. So that is what the test size is. And random state equals to 0 is always, it keeps same the data. So first time whatever the data has been picked and trained, it remains same for entire process. Okay, so x shape, you see, shape means total number of rows, 30 rows you have. Okay, x underscore, okay, I think I have not executed these things. Yeah, x test shape is like, test like 20% of the stuff you are putting in your hand. Okay, so y train, x train, y train. I'll just go back once. Salary underscore data. Yeah. Okay. So here, the colors which I was talking about, these are the 30 rows you have, right? So in the 30 rows, if let us say, okay, so this is one color. I'm just giving some colors just for the difference only. These are the questions for us. Okay, now you must have understood. So if you ask me, so I am giving orange and yellow to you. Orange are questions and yellow are answers, right? You are preparing, and in the exam I am giving red to you. You are supposed to write green. Are you understanding? So whatever you have written, let us say I gave in the exam 8.7, I expect you to write 109431, but let us say you have written 109 400. what is the error? Error is the 31. Am I right? 431 minus 400. Error is 31. So here numerical per se, you saw the error like this, but the difference between the answer, whatever you have given, and this is the key. Okay. So this is the key paper, right? The green is key paper. And here, whatever you are writing is your answer sheet. Are you understanding? So answer sheet, evaluators, how do they evaluate? By seeing the key paper, right? And whatever the marks you are getting, let's say they say the student failed, the student passed. So I'm saying in machine learning language, I'm calling it as like an error, right? So this much of error, that much of error, likewise. I hope you have understood. Okay. So that is what the coding here it is showing up. Okay. So now you see, I am going to train my model. For that, you need to import your linear regression class, which is from the linear model, linear underscore model. That is coming from the sklearn package. Okay, that's what very important module of Python or package of Python, I can say. Okay, so you are creating the linear regression class object. That is nothing but called your regressor object got created, and using which you called a fit method. Fit method helps in training your model. Okay, X train, Y train you have trained means that X train, Y train you have given means what? Your orange and yellow you have given. Okay, so now machine learning model is getting trained. Okay, right now ypred is nothing but call your predicting. Okay, your question paper. So let me answer to check. Okay, so your this is what your answer sheet, and y test is the key. You see, Vibrate is your answer sheet and Y-test is the key. And what is the difference between these two is what your score is, error is, okay? Accuracy is, we call, okay? So evaluate the model, whether it is good predictions or bad predictions. Okay, whatever the predictions, whatever you have given are good or bad. How do I do that? You have again another method called R score, R square, or R square underscore score, that is R2 underscore score, right? So for this, you need to pass your question answer sheet and then key paper. If I give for the evaluator your answer sheet and the key paper, automatically they will come up and tell in matter of 10 minutes whether the student has passed the exam or failed the exam. 10 minutes is good enough for evaluator to evaluate your final exam paper. Am I right or wrong? Likewise, your R square underscore score, R2 underscore, whatever you are seeing here, you may can think as like an evaluator. So by passing on Y test and Y pred, it is giving the result, your exam result. Here I am calling as like accuracy. So accuracy, how much it is showing? Let's go ahead and print 0.988 percentage. Okay, 98% accuracy it is showing up. So my model is showing 98% accuracy. Means the student, those who has written this exam has scored 98 marks. Now tell me a student who scored 98 marks, whether is he a best student or not? Obviously, you quote him as like a best student. Likewise, here also I can say that my model is the best model because it is giving 98% accuracy. So you may be wondering, sir, come on, 98 is very too much, right? So how come your data is giving 98% of accuracy? So yeah, you're right. The point is here, I have taken data in that way only. Here itself, I can say, oh, this is really good in nature. The data is linear in nature. Of course, this will give very good percentage of accuracy for me, right? Here, the data is dipping here means, then obviously you will not get that much of accuracy. Getting my point? So since you have got very good accuracy here, you can choose this model and, you can go ahead and deploy this machine learning model into your client machine. Let us say alternative to this is you may can think of, right, linear regression has given 98% accuracy. This is not satisfactory for me. Let me go ahead and choose a decision tree algorithm that may give 99% accuracy. No harm in it. You can go ahead and think on those lines and you can use this, you can implement the same use case in the decision tree algorithm also. There you are getting 99 accuracy. Yeah, your guess was right. The decision tree is good accuracy when compared to linear regression. Fine. There will you stop? No, no. I will go ahead and work with now random forest algorithm that may give 99.8, 99.9 accuracy. Okay, if you have that much of patience and your customer is okay to wait to that extent, and if your customer is paying for every iteration, like for linear regression, let's say you paid 1 lakh, and now you're asking him to pay another lakh that you wanting to test it on decision tree. So if you're ready to pay, you go ahead and spend your time on decision tree and you can come up with accuracy. And again, you wanted to tell that, no, let me try in random forest, give me another 2 lakhs and wait for 1 more week. I'll come up with a better result. Okay, you're now going ahead and applying for the random forest algorithm. Likewise, see, not you need to understand the scenario. Not all customers will give that much of time for you and that much of money for you. They give 10 rupees, they expect 100 rupees output. Am I right or wrong? So tell me which customer will ask you to, okay, sir, you do much more, internal, iterations, okay, but come with the 100%. Nobody will say that, okay. At one point in time, you have to adjust it, okay, right? And this is one sort of scenario. And let me close in another 5 minutes, right? The other scenario, let me tell you, it depends on the use case also. It depends on the use case also whether with what accuracy should I really close my uh, algorithm, right? If somebody is in this case 98.8 accuracy, so whether it is good or bad, it is really good. But 98 is all time good, right? No, you you cannot decide just like that 98.8 is all time good for almost all use cases. No, I'll tell you now. You are working on a what you call drug, okay, like paracetamol or like cetirizine or agitrol. These days, because of pandemic, we've been hearing a lot about these tablets, right? Dolo, right? These are regular tablets which we usually take. Okay, now Dolo competitor, let's say Polo. Okay, so somebody has worked on a new tablet called Polo. Okay, DOLO is a known fever tablet for us. Now somebody is working on POLO, right? And somebody wants to release the product in market. Okay, so Dr. Reddy Labs or like Arbindo Labs, somewhere around, this drug has been generated, created, and it has to come out live. So before coming out live, it will undergo for multiple test cases, right? So it been tested on multiple people. Okay, so right, once if the drug inspector says okay, then only the tablet will come out into the public. Am I right or wrong? You understand this, right? Okay, now here drug inspector is you, like machine learning engineer, drug inspector is you. Okay, so what is the scenario? For every 100 tablets, accuracy is coming 99. Okay, means what? For every 100 people who take this tablet, 99 people will be live and one person will die for sure. Okay, because of some side effects, some reactions is happening in the body, so guy is going to die, right? For every 100 tablets, one tablet is going to cause harm. 99 people can survive. So that Polo drug manufacturer, drug owner, like come to the drug inspector, hey, please approve it. 99 people, it is a saving from the fever. No, one fellow, let him die. No, it is his karma. So let's go ahead and approve it. Please do it. If you say like that, do you think drug inspector will approve it? No, right? So based on the industry which we are working on, the accuracy matters for us. In this case, the drug inspector will tell him, hey, go back, idiots, right? I want 100% accuracy. Okay, I will give another 3 months time for you. I don't know what do you do. Show me 100% accuracy. Then only I will release this product into the market. I'll give permission to release this product into the market, right? So that way it depends on the use case. And another example I can tell that, flight manufacturer. Okay, you're manufacturing Boeing, like flights. Okay, for every 100 flights, okay, 99.5 is the accuracy it is showing. Like, means for every 200 flights, one flight is going to fail. Okay, 99.5 is the accuracy. Means for 200, 199, correct? So for every 200 flights, okay, if you approve that company, the Kingfisher or like, Indigo, whatever it may be the company, right? For every 200 flights taking off, one flight will not will not land. What do you mean by that? Every day, hundreds of, routes they will travel, right? So means every day one flight is going to dead. Like for every 200 trips, one trip is going to end up in accident. So do you approve that? No, right? So I hope you are understanding where from I'm coming. So point is, it depends on the use case, how much accuracy I need to compromise with. Okay, so that's how your machine learning algorithms goes. Okay, so with this, I would like to pause. I think we had good time. So I request everybody to just have these links, developer.ibm.com/patterns. So here is where you can find multiple use cases of various industries in which IBM cloud and AI services has been used. So you'll get good knowledge. So before this, don't straight away come here. You first spend good amount of time in cloud, and then only come here. Okay, and then I request you to join the developer community page, India page of our this Facebook, so that it helps for you, or any information regarding our activities and all, you'll get to know. Okay, so last but not least, let me, so to get to avail some certifications, you can always choose cognitiveclass.ai. Okay, here you can find, yeah, so I request you to log in here. Okay, the moment when you log in here, when you sign up here, you can find learning paths, courses, machine. Just search for machine learning with Python. Do you see anywhere introduction to machine learning with sound? No, not that. Yeah, so machine learning with Python. Okay, so just click on this. You can see it's like what?
ఎక్కడ 1300 ఎక్కడ మర్చిపోయారు రంజిత్ కి పేమెంట్ లింక్ అడిగాడు
Free course.
తెలుగు
Hema ma'am, can you please go on mute? Hema ma'am. Yeah, so you can see here the course. Okay, so it's hardly 3 hours, so that this, it will help you in giving some badges. Okay, so yeah, I'll do that. Somebody is asking to paste this link in the chat. Control C. Okay, so this not only machine learning with Python, I encourage you to go for learning paths. You have multiple courses. Blockchain, if you are familiar, go with blockchain. Applied data science with Python. This is superb. Okay, this covers multiple things, right? Let me do one thing. I'll just give this link. Okay. So yeah, focus only on these 3 courses and 4 badges. Okay, so you'll get 4 badges, means 4 digital certificates. Data analysis with Python, data visualization with Python, Python for data science. These 3 courses will end up in giving 4 badges for you. Okay, so it's really helps. After doing these 3, maybe you can go for machine learning with Python. Okay, so I'm giving the flow also. Let me do that. Don't straight start with so first do Python for data science. Okay, so then do data analysis. This is step-by-step learning, data analysis with Python, and then understand how to visualize data visualization with Python, and then only machine learning with Python. Okay, before all, if you ask me, you have to do another excuse me. Sorry. Before all, if you ask me, you have to first learn Python okay. So nobody will teach you Python programming language right from basics, like the way how your teachers taught you C language or Java or C++, whatever. Okay. All these courses, imagine that, prerequisite for all these courses is you already know Python. Okay. Don't straight away come here and don't try to do Python for a data science course just like that. Okay. Learn Python programming language. Okay. You have multiple videos. Okay. I recommend you to come to my YouTube channel, if you want. Okay. Here in my YouTube channel, Python programming, you have multiple lectures which taught by me. Okay. You can see first one. Okay, so right from basics, I taught Python. There are multiple Python sessions are there, which I delivered. And then machine learning with Python sessions are also there. Okay, so there are six of five, I guess. So multiple Python workshops, machine learning with Python workshops are there. You have Python basics are there. Okay, so this gives some basics for you. Okay. Okay, somebody's asking link. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so just type my name in the YouTube, you'll get to know. Okay, so you do this, and also I also recommend you try to sign up to meetup.com. Okay, this is very, very important for you. I'm just giving the link in the chat again. Okay, if you see me here, 9,000 plus developers are there. These are all 9,007, 9755 members are there. These are all developers developers from various industries. Okay, few of here and there students also will be there. Let me quote like this: 7,000 plus developers for sure will be there here, right? And I do run meetups a lot. Okay, once in a month I propose meetups. If you see, 72 meetups, 72 events I did in last 3 years. Okay, so these workshops gives you very good knowledge for you. Okay, so I recommend you to join this group, meetup.com. I just shared the link in the chat, meetup.com/code weekend. And not only my meetup group. Okay, I recommend you to join multiple other meetup groups as well in your interest areas. Okay, so that you will be getting to know the notifications from those people if they launch any new meetups. Okay, straight away sitting at home virtually you can attend all these meetups. Okay, these days everything is happening in virtual, right? You don't have to wait for me or ma'am to come and ping you, there is a workshop tomorrow, please attend. As such, you don't have to wait for your faculty to come and intimate about the sessions, right? You can directly get notifications from these kind of portals straight away sitting at home. You can attend these very awesome workshops, I can say, right? So it's always better to be in touch with the developer network. That helps for sure in leveraging maybe into your resumes or like interviews as such. Okay, gives a very good knowledge, technical skills as well. Okay, so with this I'll stop sharing as well. I'll open floor for questions and I will hand over to Hema ma'am. I can answer the questions if you have any, and then it's floor is open to you guys. Any questions?
You can type your questions in the chat box so that sir will see and answer for that. So much of information was given by Yukteswar sir today. The first interesting part is like code for contest. The theme of the contest today really, sir, I really